Today, we pose the question, and hopefully it doesn't apply to you. Sadly, it may well do. Have you been ripped off on investments here in Thailand? That's a scary question for most here who are retired or no longer working. For those who know they have been scammed, many have lost their life savings. But there is worse.
There are likely hundreds, if not thousands here who have taken out so-called investment plans for their pensions while living in Thailand and still believe they are performing. And all is good on the savings front, but for many, they aren't. And here's the million-dollar question. How would you know? We have been approached now by numerous expats, Brits, here in Thailand who have lost between 100 and £750,000 to what is blatantly a scam, being carried out illegally here by British nationals, posing as investment advisors and who are working totally illegally here. The worst is that we trust those from our home country, and their products appear to be genuine. The company names and investment groups they sell to us have wonderful old-world names that ooze recognition, reputation, and good standing. But then again, a cursory glance at the company details on the paperwork, often signed but not always given as a full copy to investors here, would tell you that the De Beers you have put your life savings into isn't the regulated London brokerage firm of good repute, but has a few other letters added after the main name, and is registered in Croatia, Serbia, or Timbuktu, in fact anywhere except the UK, where regulation is too tight for scammers. Too many Brits have been encouraged to cash out their pensions early and reinvest. For them, they meet a man with a smile, a well-dressed rep, well-informed, and with the gift of the gab. But the real truth is that it is unlikely you ever knew the selling agent before you met them. Yet, in numerous cases, those close to retirement have entrusted their whole savings with that very unknown person who managed to engage their trust. Later, each believed their portfolio was doing well, but the hit comes when they get notified that it's all gone down the slippery slope. Contact with the agents, the brokers, and even the UK contact emails and phone numbers on documents. Simply see the brush off with a "don't worry, we're doing our best for you. You are our valued client." That simple statement has, for many, seen the majority of their savings disappear into the ether, untraceable and gone. Imagine waking one morning and realizing that every penny of your money has gone. It's disappeared. For many, the shock has caused illness, for all anger. But until now, there was little that could be done. These agents, sub-agents, so-called professionals, and those who will tell you that they are not part of this evil empire, they all have one thing in common. They are working illegally here, breaking the law of Thailand, and have one single goal, and that is to divest you of your savings.
In a week's time, we will go into more detail. We have case histories we'll look at, and without naming names, discuss just how these very intelligent, far from stupid investors were and are still being scammed. For now, let's look at just one case.
John, obviously not his real name, had to his name 10 million baht, a significant amount of money. He planned to invest it wisely in the hope that it would give him a decent return to top up his pension and see him through to the end of his days. That's not an unreal expectation. At 10%, he would see $1 million annually. At 5, $500,000. But then, well, he gets introduced to a broker who claims to represent British established investment groups. John is no mug, and so John Googles the investment group. There it is, City of London. Decades, if not centuries of success, trustworthy and proven, and certainly worth trusting with his savings. But, and this is the sick catch, the company he Googles is a genuine one. The one he will end up putting his cash into might not be remotely associated with them at all.
So first of all, let's find out how these scams work. It sounds really complicated, but as we have discovered, it's simply a matter of a few days' work on a laptop. We'll put ourselves in their driving seats for a minute and sit.
So you and I, if we were scammers, we could look for a name that evokes trust. Let's go for Royal Gold Provident Investments. I doubt that exists, and if it does, apologies, but that's us now. We simply set up a website that mirrors a genuine one. Same font, same colors, same design. but we list as Royal Gold Provident Charter or Royal Provident Life and Wealth Management. Something like that. You see, the punter probably won't notice the new name ending. And if he does, it's cool. His Google search will find our page. He probably won't notice in the tiny print that our address is not Holborn, London, or Securities House, Knightsbridge. And maybe we will be slick and buy a mailing address. They are to be had for a few quid, even in Park Lane, and they sound totally legitimate. But they are mailing addresses, because our registered address is going to be in Serbia, or Croatia, or Portugal. In fact, anywhere where we can bank, avoid strict financial services authorities and, well, get your money from you to us without any delay.
Our fund. Oh, the funds will be awesome. Each has a profitable track record for the past X number of years. We will offer alternative energy, elderly care, and how about property investment? Those three sound good. Each will have experienced amazing results in a growing market with high demand. If you are willing to believe me, all have seen investors reap benefits and won. Well, it's ideal for you because it pays annual dividends. And when those dividends are due, we will tell you that you have made a healthy sum of money as promised, with the offer of reinvesting your profit back into the fund to reap even more profit. And it all runs well until the fund hits its goal. Then, well, we will declare it insolvent, and that's where you are screwed. By now you see how simply it is to set up a rouse, to play the long game and to relieve you of your savings. But what you may not see is that your investment has been and remains unregulated by any authority. It can't be regulated by the Thai authorities, as it's illegal for a non-Thai to sell investments. You will remember this from what we talked about before. And it's unregulated by the UK's Financial Services Authority, as the investment is outside the UK.
And your savings, sadly, are doomed. You can rant, rave, threaten legal action, demand compensation, and do whatever you want. But the basic fact is that your anger is irrelevant to these people. They have your cash.
And the sellers. Those lovely agents. Well, they will tell you it was just bad luck and misfortune, and they will offer to try and help. But that's a stall. Reality is that you may have met them through a referral, through a social connection, or through a society to which you belong. But the real truth is that the only reason they are in those popular societies here is networking. And networking is, by definition, a way of gleaning new clients. In many cases, those agents use their status within organizations to attract those with potential funds to invest. They often have clients already in their groups. Those clients, well, they believe all is well for their investments. So they too will heartily recommend John, Jim, or Bobby as a great way to secure your future. Sadly, many find that their sources of recommendation later too lose their shirts, but, as is often the case, are too embarrassed to tell anyone. And so here's the deal. If you have been scammed, please, in confidence, message us via our website, alwayspattaya.com. We are working with numerous people who have lost a lot of money. Your information will be treated in confidence and you will never be named in the media by us. But together, with the body of evidence growing, you can be heard, and you could see these scammers removed from the Thai shores, maybe even jailed for illegally operating here, but for certain you could see to it that others are not scammed in the same way. The Thai authorities have indicated that they are willing to review all claims and take action against those working here illegally here. For them to react, they need that evidence.
If for any reason you missed how to let us know if you have been scammed, again, please message us from the website alwayspattaya.com.